Hey, beautiful people. Welcome back to a brand new episode of Point of View. And joining us for this discussion is our girl, Ree. Hey, girl.
Yay! Back again.
Listen, we love to have you. Coming up on today's show, we're diving into a new Florida child labor bill that could allow 14-year-olds to work overnight. Plus, in Girlfriend's Guide, we're breaking down different communication styles because let's be real. Have you ever been ghosted? We have so much to get into, so grab a seat, join the discussion. You're watching POV. So Florida lawmakers are pushing a new bill that would allow 16 and 17-year-olds to work overnight and longer hours, even on school nights. Some say it's a great way to teach kids responsibility and help families financially, but others think it's way too much pressure on teenagers. What do you guys think? Should teens be grinding harder, or do they just need to focus on being kids?
They need to focus on being
I think
kids.
they should focus
I agree.
on being kids. But with the way the economy's going, the kids might have to be working. I don't think it's right at all.
Because it's too much pressure on a teenager anyways. Just think about when we were teenagers. Everything that we had to be stressed about at school, you got to hear your parents' mouth. You got to clean up the house before they get home. And then you want me to work all night long. So
Yeah.
especially for high schools, you got to be there at 7 o'clock.
I just feel like it's going to take away from school altogether. Like, for those families that are actually struggling financially, like, just think about how they're going to put the money before their books.
Mm-hmm.
They only going to want to work.
Yeah, and that's how it was kind of back in the day. I remember my grandmother saying that when she grew up in Jamaica as a child, it was very common for poorer families to not send the children to school. And so her and a couple of the older siblings, they were home, watching the other kids or, going to the river in the morning to watch the younger kids close so they can go to school, different things like that. But I do want to say America seems to be the land of corruption at this point.
Yes.
These laws are definitely unfit, but
Well, it's third world.
Right.
I mean,
exactly. And we call everywhere else third world
exactly.
country.
You go in there and say, "Oh, you can't treat your people like this," but then you do it. I don't understand that.
Me neither.
I mean, kids. There's a time for them to get a job. Does it teach responsibility? Yes, but now you're talking about kids working overnight.
Right.
I mean, what is this, the 1920s? What, are they in a coal mine?
Exactly.
You're going to have a 14-year-old say, "I've been working in a coal mine since I was 14. They about to die because now they don't be work to death.
Lord, I am so
It's just dangerous. Being outside after 10:45 anyways is dangerous.
Yeah.
So it's like, especially for kids, you never know what can happen to a kid. It's kidnappers out here. They got all this trafficking and all this going on. And you want them to be
and
out.
you better know that this government done thought about everything, honey, because
Everything.
as they have the child working overnight, the mama gonna have to leave in the middle of the night to pick up
right.
the child
Correct.
while they gonna raise gas prices on our
That's
behinds,
right. That's
and they
right.
eating all across the board. But
You gonna
it's
have
so
to be working.
Exactly. But what gets me is we have Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump and all these other people that are overly pushing. Just deporting all of these immigrants.
Yes.
And now you're trying to fill the jobs that you've created a
With
deficit
children.
in with children?
Right.
That's the answer, he says.
Right.
That's the answer, as he tries to preface it with, the kids can work in resorts. Really? That's what you're going to be doing, working in the resorts? Don't try to, glamorize this in some kind of way, saying resorts. They're going to be doing things you don't want
They're going to be out there doing
My
framing
point.
and roof work like everybody else
And
who
this
they
is
tried to
just
send
the
out of
beginning.
here.
It's just the beginning. I mean, you let the devil get his foot in a little bit. Oh, well, now when it goes a mile, don't be mad because, you
I
allowed
just
it
feel like
to get
once
on
you
in there.
start working, there's no going back.
It's
No,
no going
you don't
back.
stop
Going
working.
back.
Like, you work for the rest of your life.
And that's
So-
why they should enjoy, being
a
around
kid.
kids. But at the
Exactly.
same time, I was working since I was 14. 14, it wasn't like hard out on somebody's job, but my grandfather had got his legs amputated. My grandmother worked overnight. So I stayed with him in the night, and I would get him up, put him in the wheelchair in the morning, take him to.
That's not real work,
It was
though.
No, that's real
That's
work.
work, baby. I was a CNA at 14. What are you
That's-
saying?
You
I was changing diapers and giving the man his fun bath.
yes, but you didn't have a time where you had to actually go and clock in. You didn't have a time.
Yes,
where you
I did. I had to be there before my grandma left for work.
Callie,
She
it's
worked
not the
11.
same.
She worked 11 to 7, baby, and I
It's your-
worked 11 to 7.
It's your
very
family
passionate
though.
about
It's
that.
totally different.
No, it was
That was
different, and I
same
don't
thing.
regret it. But my grandfather is no longer here. I wish I could do all of what I did now. I wish I could do it for him.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, and I'm not complaining about it at all. I thank God that I was able to have that experience, and he
Right.
gave me my little $90 every time the Social Security check came through.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, so I was working. And a peppermint. He gave me a peppermint too.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Right? He put a little love on it. But what I will say is these children now are so different because even when I was 15 and got a real job, 16, even though my mom never asked us for the money, my older sister got a job as well. And when I started working, I took on the responsibility of groceries. At 15, that was my thing. You know, and even like 16, 17, and I had my little time, I was running away and stuff. But anyway, you know,
I see why though.
listen,
You
even...
ain't finna be doing all that.
No. But even during those times, you know, it still mattered to me that my mom and my other siblings were okay. My mom did the best she could. She had 4 kids. She was a single parent, marriage didn't work out, whatever, neither here nor there. You know what I'm saying? But these kids now, my stepson's 18-year-old, he just got a job. Love him, love him, love him. But I tested him the other day just to see where his heart posture was, you know?
Yeah.
And I said, you know, he was like, oh, you know, giving me all the things he wanted me to get from the grocery store. Nothing was under $15, and he had about 15 things on there, right?
Oh.
Okay, and so I said, well, you know, give me $20 towards getting some juice. And he said, no. You know what I mean? So these won't be the children that are contributing a dime to the family. So keep them on, baby, because the work ain't going to profit the family.
They won't be there. They'll be working.
I just don't agree. I just think this is just a bad idea for them to do. Already these kids work a lot. Like I be seeing a lot of kids, I'm a makeup artist, so I have clients who come who already have a job. And those little kids be tired because they already have work and then they work on the weekends or whatever. It's too much. It's
They
too
gonna
hard.
have bags
I
under
worked
their
as a
eyes
kid.
before 20.
Correct. Shame on
And
y'all.
they ain't saving no money because you heard Reese say the little teenage kids was coming to get their makeup done. That's what
Well,
they using their money on.
Keep
Right.
coming. I love
Stepson
y'all.
just bought some Yeah, keep going.
Keep
I
going.
worked
You know?
as a kid from 12. Well, I worked a long time, but I was working in entertainment.
Right.
But I will tell you though, especially being on the set and stuff, I had homework to do, and it was rough because not only am I on the set working during the show, I'm also preparing for the show. I have to do acting, I have to do singing, I got to learn the dance moves. I mean, you know, there's a lot of work that went into it, and there were times that it was hard to get the homework done. I mean, I'm getting there like 7, 8 in the morning. I'm not leaving out of there till probably like 8 or 9 o'clock.
Absolutely.
So and it was rough because I
You
talk
did
about-
good, Raquel, because you're very
Right.
bright to have done all that. Because we see some of these childhood stars, baby, they ain't got
Yes.
no brain in their head.
Right.
Well, my mom wasn't gonna have it no other way, praise God. My mom made sure though, even though I was in entertainment, I was actually employed and working and doing plays and everything and TV, but my mom allowed me to still be a child, and that's what's important.
Yes, we had the time though.
Listen, so while
Right.
we're talking about children, this next topic is one that is beyond wild. A toddler was reportedly expelled from a UK nursery school after alleged transphobic or homophobic behavior. The details in this story are very vague, but here's the question. Can a child that young even grasp these concepts? Are we really just taking this thing too far?
It's too far. You know it's too far.
It's just too far.
I can't remember that Jamaican
A 3-year-old
movie.
knows what a
Too
trans
far.
is?
No. Yes,
A 3-year-old knows what a transgender is.
That's what I'm
Let's
saying.
be so
I
for
don't
real.
even know. Like, we don't even have the details to this, but to like be suspending a child at 3 or
you
4
said
years old,
even with
It
we don't
failed.
even know.
It failed.
Having
And
the
they better not
details.
go on my record now.
Right.
They better not follow me when I'm trying to apply for college
Well,
and they
that's
say I was
expelled.
expelled at 3 years old.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
For
I'm
being
just really
transphobic.
curious. What could a 3-year-old have possibly said?
That's
You're
what I
not a
wanna
girl, you a boy.
Yeah,
He told the truth because 3-year-olds don't lie.
yeah.
So what?
Well, I don't understand
too
the
much.
problem. I don't think we really have the details to like really, but it's still a 3-year-old, and if they're saying anything, they're only really repeating what they've heard. That's
At home, right?
At home, yeah, they're
Right? Because
repeating
kids
it.
are sponges.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So I definitely think it's, is a result of something that the child could have repeated that they heard at home. Or I wonder if it's a situation where someone at the school could have had a problem with the parent, because this just don't make no sense. You had to not like my mama to expel me at 3 years old.
I'm done.
No, like what? Like I'm imagining maybe they have said something to, and this is just imagination. You know, black people will run
This
with
baby
story.
in a
What?
pamper.
Quick.
You done
We'll make
expelled
it
the
up.
baby from daycare in a pamper.
From nursery, honey.
Lord, I could imagine
What?
the mama
With a
that
baba.
went, the mama
What?
that went up there, and what they were trying to say, hey, your child said that, you know, Mr. Johnson had on a wig and he wasn't a boy or whatever, I don't know. And the mama was like, well, it's true. And then, hey, your kid ain't coming no more. But
Exactly.
yeah, exactly.
That's what I was
But I
thinking.
think they said like 90 kids. If you read the article, it was like, there you go. 94 students at state primary schools were suspended or permanently excluded for transphobia. I'm sorry, I'm taking it. And homophobia.
No, baby, take
In
it away.
2020
Take it away. Take it away.
In 2022 and 2023, what is going on? Like, honestly, what is happening that kids at that age in primary school are being suspended? What could they possibly be saying?
And the grounds that they should have been suspended for, if anything, would be bullying, not transphobia.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah.
Because at
Doesn't
the
make
end of
sense.
the day,
Thank you.
Bullying
they
makes
let
more
kids
sense.
go to school and discriminate against everybody else. You
That's
can
right.
discriminate against the Muslims, against the Chinese, against the blacks, the
Yeah.
Christians, and everybody else. But now if you say, oh, something about transgender, it's bullying. It's all bullying.
It is bullying.
And I don't
That's what they
get,
should've said.
and no offense to any of, people, that deals
In
with
the
that.
community.
In the community.
Yeah.
It's like, why is only that a big deal? Everywhere you go. You get fired if it's got something to do with that. As you can see, a kid get expelled. Every time it has something to do with that, it's a huge deal. Nothing else is downplayed.
Well, I think they're changing all that now with the current administration, so we're waiting to see. But that was in the UK, y'all. That wasn't here. in
I
the
think that
States.
the law should protect everybody. And
For sure.
Absolutely, because everybody's a human being. We should all respect people as human beings. How about we
Yeah.
start there? Since that's the Christian
Yeah, and
way
if you're
all.
gonna expel the child, you need to expel all the Peppa Pigs and the rest of them because they don't want to teach these kids this in the first place. But we have to take a quick commercial break. Coming up after this, we have Girlfriend's Guide and Mind, Body, and Soul. Don't go nowhere. It's POV.
What's up, family? Thank you so much for tuning in. It is hump day, and I got a question. So, what is y'all's biggest pet peeve when you have company over?
Let me say it. Okay, this for all my family and friends coming over the house. I know y'all watching the show, and if not, I'm gonna repost this clip for y'all. We have a no shoe rule in my house. When you get over there, baby, just take your shoes off at the door. I'm tired of telling y'all I got white marble floors that none of y'all have ever laid a mop on. So just leave a shoe at the door. I will provide a sock. Nike socks at that.
My
Okay.
pet peeve is that please do not go into the bathroom and step on the rugs with your shoes.
Okay.
That makes me crazy. As people come in, I'll take the rugs up. Please don't go in, just give me a moment, and I'll take the rugs up and take them out of the bathroom because I do not want you to step on it. Yes.
Okay.
I have two. I hate when people ring the doorbell. I know that's crazy, but I do not like to hear the
So
doorbell.
you want us to come on in?
No, just text me. Just text me and tell me here. Don't make
Text
the
me
doorbell.
you outside. That sounds like a little sneaky late
And
Katie.
then, and
You
then
outside.
I don't like if you just come in my house and come in my room. Do not do that. I don't know your spirit. I don't know what you're trying to bring in here. This is my safe place, baby. Get out.
Okay.
No, let me tell you one more. One more that I absolutely hate, and it disgusts me to see people do, and it's so nasty. So if y'all do it, I'm judging y'all down. When people put their towel or their clothes on the toilet while they showering, like they put it like on the back. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You done seen somebody
no.
do it.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
Or when they put the shoes on the bed.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Oh, no, no.
Lord.
Anyways, okay.
Julie.
Welcome back. It's that time where we dive into all things love, life, relationships, and everything in between. Let's get into Girlfriend's Guide. So let's talk about it. Ghosting. They used to call me Casper in my former life, baby. I get
Please.
ghosted in a heartbeat. Never knew you.
Please.
But we've all seen it, and some of us have done it. Me, I've done it. Maybe even been on the receiving end. But is this truly justified, or is it just an easy way out? What do we think comes from, not having? Because I'm gone.
Uh-uh.
I just feel
Sometimes
like
you're busy.
you say busy.
Yeah, sometimes you have things to do. Like, okay, I'm on this app, dating app, because y'all know I'm trying to date. It's the most work I have to do in a day. Honestly, it's ridiculous. But it's like, sometimes I'm talking with people, and and it may be 3 or 4 days, maybe a week before I can get back to the app because I'm busy. I'm doing things, and maybe people feel ghosted. I hope they don't. But I'm trying to interact. But like, if you're not there when I send the text, it might be like a week or so. Yeah.
Okay.
Ghosting.
I be ghosting sometimes, but I ghost like when it's like when I had enough. Like I told y'all already 50 times. I'm not like a closure type. I just once I can't take enough, take no more. That's it.
Okay.
Out of here.
I feel like for me it's situational. Mm-hmm. Like it really depends. Like, cause are we talking about like a romantic relationship? Are we talking about a platonic relationship? Because I walk away from people just for breathing wrong sometimes.
Yeah.
Like if you breathe wrong, I'm just like, that was real weird. Let me go over here. Because that was just too much.
Yeah.
So for me, it's situational. I don't know. If I feel like you've done me wrong, like I feel you, Ree, when you're like, when I get to my point, because once I get to my point, I've taken and I've taken and I've taken and I've taken. So once I reach that breaking point and I just walk away peacefully, please don't ever trust me again.
No, just please don't ever try to contact me
Lord,
again.
not
Because I have
trust me.
already
Don't ever trust me
played
again.
all the situations. And that
What
goes
you gonna
for,
do?
You
Who
trying to set
knows?
me up right now?
No, you saying
That's me on live television, what I'm gonna do?
What you gonna do? You gonna do something to him?
I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's situational.
That's why you don't
It's
contact her
situational.
again. That's why you
Listen,
leave her
you
Don't
alone.
contact me. Don't
Lift
trust
Junie up
me.
in prayer tonight. But I have heard it said, a lot of people try to say that ghosting, kind of points out a lack of emotional maturity or an inability to deal with confrontation.
That's a lie.
No, I feel like, well, first of all, let's start with confrontation because I feel like confrontation has such a negative, like, people perceive, people perceive confrontation to be such a negative thing when it doesn't have to be negative. Confrontation can literally be like, hey, girlfriend, I really didn't like what you said the other day. I didn't appreciate that.
You're
That
just
was weird.
confronting something.
Exactly. But it doesn't always have to be in a negative way. I think people get scared of confrontation because they don't want to face whatever it is, or take accountability for whatever it is that the person is approaching them with.
my therapist told me, stop putting confrontation and conversation in the same thing. Because sometimes it can literally just be a conversation.
That's
but
a word.
Just like you said, if they don't want to deal with it, I'm not confrontational. This is not confrontation.
Those
I'm having a
people have
conversation.
avoidant, what is it called? Avoidant, not attachment styles, but avoidant something. I don't know.
And I got to ask my therapist that.
I can't find the words right now, but it's something they're avoiding the conversation, because of lack of accountability most of the time.
Yeah, there's someone that I felt like they had ghosted me, but then they came back and was talking,
Not you
I'm
got
so
ghosted,
sorry.
Raquel.
Yeah, they said, I'm so sorry, and blah, blah, blah. But actually, I was thinking anyway, this wasn't really going anywhere anywho. And I was like, I was fine with them going on, but then when they contacted me back, I was like, why are you even contacting me, right? But then what I did after that, I just never answered back. They were like,
ghosted
well,
them back.
yeah,
They
I was
missed
just like,
you.
well, I was just
Reverse
like,
Uno.
you know what? I'm not trying to like get you back. I'm just saying, you were gone. Stay gone.
Period.
Yeah, I remember. I remember this guy that I used to be friends with back in the day. We were just having like a platonic conversation. This was back in the day also. But he was saying that like, at the time we weren't, I don't know if people said ghosted back then or whatever, but like
Ignoring.
or like if you just like turned somebody down or something.
Rejected them.
Yeah, he would make it like a plight. Like that would be his whole job. To go and try to make them talk to him and then like maybe even have like sex or something. And then he would ghost them just because they, denied him or didn't want to talk to him before. Like when
So
he
he'll
didn't
feel
have
like
anything.
he'll get back on their good side and then go ahead and be like, all right, bye.
Yeah. Just to get his get back.
That's so nasty.
That is nasty.
That is
That's
nasty.
it.
I think that's what it made me think of when you said,
Malicious.
"Oh, don't never trust me again." Like, and when he told me,
Oh, no, I'm not doing nothing like that.
Like, whoa,
No, I'm not doing nothing
That's like
like
a
that.
lot of energy to expend on someone that you don't even want to talk to anyway.
Yes.
That's
kind
like
of
a
person
person.
is that?
Back
What
then
that
they
is-
didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all
That's
on.
rejection problem.
Oh, is that what he
people
said?
that people that do that, they have a rejection problem. So he felt rejected, and it's like, oh no, I cannot feel like
Like a
this.
narcissistic
I'm the man.
spirit.
I'm the
Yes.
man. I have to do that. Yeah.
Yes.
That's-
And he be
And then you become obsessed with that.
Sounds like narcissism. In what case can ghosting ever be acceptable? Y'all have an example?
Yeah, when you've taken all that you can take, and
And that's it.
there's no, you've already exhausted every avenue of, I've told you this, I've told you this, I told you I don't like this, I've already said everything that I needed to say. Now it's like, okay, I'm just gonna walk away,
Right.
because you don't respect me enough
That's
to
right.
respect my boundaries and what I'm saying anyway.
Right.
So it's no need for me to keep on trying to have a conversation with you. The conversation ain't going nowhere.
It's not going nowhere. You're gonna sit here and say, I understand what you're saying. And
When you
tomorrow,
don't.
Tomorrow you're gonna do the same thing.
And
After
listen
don't.
to it all.
see ya.
Ghosting can sometimes be seen as an easy way to avoid accountability when you don't want to explain why you're ending things.
That too, though.
That's true, but you know what? I feel like
I don't need to
ghosting
explain.
is always acceptable.
I don't.
Unless 100%, it's
acceptable.
always whatever the spirit lead. Unless
Exactly,
God
that's what I
tell
wanna
you-
do.
Yeah, unless God tell you to go back and fix that, or
Oh,
He tell you shouldn't have
I see.
left. Other than that, baby, if I feel to be gone, I'm out of here.
Right.
Okay.
Toodles.
And I'm not going to say nothing to you about it
Ain't.
At all. Bye.
because I don't have to.
What I said, toodaloo.
Because you really don't have to explain
But Ree,
yourself.
but you said you're a professional ghoster like me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like me.
Can you tell us a little bit about
Casper,
that?
So yeah, like especially like okay, like if it's family, right? I done had in my family where some of them that did me wrong. But when I was, younger, I used to always say like, that's just how this person is or whatever. As I got older, I realized,
gave
oh
them
no, this is
excuses.
not how this person is. This is how she is, but
I don't
this
have to-
person,
but
I don't have to
I don't
deal
have to
with
deal
it.
with that.
Right.
This person's spirit do not like mine for
Right.
real. Let me get out of their way.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And as I'm growing into an adult, I'm like, okay, let me just go head on.
But that's
it's
good.
Yeah, but it's so crazy because when you go head on about your business, some people cannot take
Accept
that,
that.
and it
Yeah.
drives them up a wall
Yeah.
that you won't be in
Yeah.
contact with them. But it's like you don't like me anyway.
Right. So why,
Right.
why
Why
are we
does it
doing
matter?
this?
Right.
And I don't have
Right.
to explain why I did this. You know all the things that you did. You just don't know exactly what I know. I know everything. I know everything.
I know that.
She knows everything, you see.
It's okay.
Yeah, I know.
It's cool. Have a blessed life.
Yeah.
Amen.
I
Wow.
feel that 100%. I still have not gotten to the point where I'm able to ghost my family. I'm not that strong. I'm not that strong. Okay, but we're gonna move on to our final segment of the day. For this one, we're shifting gears and focusing on mindset, balance, and well-being. Let's dive into mind, body, and soul. So let's talk a little bit about money and happiness. We've always heard that money can't buy happiness, but new research is showing otherwise. Apparently, the more you make, the happier you are. But is this really the case? Does financial success truly bring more joy, or are there things that matter just as much?
I feel like if I was making a lot of money and doing a lot less, then great, I would be happy. But if I'm making a lot of money and doing more than I'm already doing, I'd keep the money. I want peace and happiness.
Yes.
Peace
Keep the
is
money.
important, yes.
Yes, I feel that.
Yeah. I mean, there are some people who have won the lottery and they said that they thought the money would make them happier.
Right.
And they said they've been more miserable
Okay.
since they won it because people are constantly at them trying to take money from them, trying to get money from them, trying to borrow money from them. And they're like, without this money, I would have been so much happier.
Yeah.
But I can say that in some instances, without it, it can make you unhappy.
But
You know that.
without it, you can also appreciate the little things.
You can appreciate the little things.
Because look at everybody who rich right now. They don't look happy.
What they
Oh, no,
say?
they
What
do
they
look
say?
miserable.
More money, more.
Literally.
More money, more friends.
You got everybody feeling like you owe them something, or she acting uppity because she got so much money. You don't even work for it, but you want me to hand. You want
Yeah,
me
some
to
people
just
want you
hand it to you.
Yeah, they want
And then
to
you got to worry about who's real. It's already when you're broke, it's hard to find some people who are real. So then when you got money, you can't even find real love because you don't know who after you for that.
Right.
Like
Right.
just period. Real friends, real nothing. Like
Yeah.
no, that's all right. No, it's not all right, guys. Still
Well,
send me the money. It's
Joy,
cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
joy comes from the Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that cheese, please drop it on me.
Right. You'll be happy when you get it, won't you?
Yes, I will.
I know you will.
We all know, though, in this social media era, that is fueled by comparison and flaunting, you know, and a lot of this happiness that we feel like we're seeing is really just a facade. And so through that, I've definitely learned that, you know, happiness comes from within, peace comes from within, because ultimately God is in us and we should, you know, just tap into that.
Right.
And money is superficial. And honestly, I know we need money, but I never really respected money. Maybe in times even that I should have, but because I always hated how people respected money, paper, something tangible that can rip or get wet and it's destroyed over another human being and the soul that is actually in them. And so I think that kind of made me have like I ain't gonna say a love-hate, it's a hate relationship with money. But, you know, now as I'm growing and I know that God is, you know, giving me money so that I can bless other people and be a good steward over it and all of those things, that's cool. But, baby, money ain't never been a motivation for me.
Well, I think that's what we're having now. We're starting to see where money has been a motivation and it's destroying things. It's destroying homes. It's destroying people. Yeah. And it's really not working out to the way that, you know, I think people would have liked.
I think money only destroys people and families when there is a lot of greed.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Because money is also very helpful.
Absolutely.
You know, so
that greed.
But joy comes from the Lord. Yeah. Joy, happiness and joy is different. Joy comes from the Lord.
I know that's right. So, but that's a wrap on
Thank
that
you for the joy, Lord.
Wrap up the show. Thank you, God, for joy. We have to go and we're leaving you guys with the quote of the day. Without faith, nothing is possible. With it, nothing is impossible. And that's from Mary McLeod Bethune. Thank you guys for tuning in. You can catch POV weekdays here only on Afro TV. Good night.